And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Thoughts and prayers out to the Kirk family and Salem Media, everybody here with the radio station. And across the country, we lost a warrior, a happy conservative warrior in Charlie Kirk, and we'll talk a little bit about his legacy today. We got Kevin St. John joining us as well, Boomin Business Solutions. He's a business coach right here in Tampa Bay. He's going to talk about how to systemize your business, some marketing. We'll talk a little bit about that gray tsunami as well that you're hearing out there. What does that mean, the gray tsunami? We'll unpack that for you as well, essentially where you have boomers that are selling their businesses. You might find a really cool opportunity there as well. We have Daniel White also. He's our insurance expert contributor on the program. Great timing for him to be on the show as well today because, of course, yes, we are in that time of year where you got to take a look at what's in your policy, what kind of risk factors are you looking at? Do you your premiums versus your deductibles, things of that nature. We'll talk with him coming up here as well. Also, it's official. If Florida County will eliminate $14,000 in taxes by 2026. Here are the details. We're going to talk about that story as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show and touch a little bit about the real estate market here locally as well. As you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked real estate team, Keller Williams Realty. It's the Platinum MVP team, and we always feature our listings live on air. And we have a party coming up as well. So as part of our daily show, we feature our listings. Dave, let's talk about our Tampa Bay speed networking event, producer Dave.
This is going to be an outstanding event. This is the first time we've done this one, correct? It's going to be Tampa Bay's best speed networking event. It's going to be Thursday, September 25th. 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. This time the location is going to be at 1025 The Bone, right there in St. Pete. Of course, light appetizers and beverages are going to be included, available by the America's Preferred Home Warranty. So come on down. It's going to be a great time. Yeah,
we appreciate Thomas and his team over at America's Preferred Home Warranty being the food sponsor for that event. So come on out. You are invited. Our audience, you are invited to this. You have to RSVP, though. We've got tight security now, and you got to let us know who's going to be there. So please RSVP. You can do that by simply going to the website, consumerqb.com. You can click on a link there. It submits an email form, and we'll make sure we get you signed up for that, consumerqb.com. By the way, on that site, you can find Kevin St. John, his business, Boomin Business Solutions, and all of our other expert contributors, all their contact information. And we want you to think about us as your local Google. Instead of going to Google, typing in businesses you're looking for, we got you covered right here. We're the super connector. We're the quarterback on your team. Let us quarterback those introductions and put you in touch with the absolute best attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, home service providers, and all different types of experts, tech experts, finance experts, business experts, right here locally in Tampa Bay that take time out of their busy schedules and appear on our show. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We're blowing up over there, Dave. What do we got? We're up like 800%. A lot of these shorts are really popping, man. We're getting over 1,000 views on a lot of these shorts. Rocking and rolling over there. Give us a little social media update.
Well, basically, we're looking at last week. We had about 29,000 views just the past 7 days. So content is fantastic. Thanks. Just go up there. Make sure you subscribe to the page so you get all updates as we put them up.
Yeah, not bad for a local real estate team and, kind of country boys here in Tampa Bay. Not Charlie Kirk numbers, but, he had billions of views and he was a top 10, social media influencer, and kind of want to honor his legacy a little bit here as well. And, I think a future president at some point, Kevin, he had such a bright future, man, and it was taken away by some leftist extremists. And it's just so sad. It's a time of mourning for our country, but also a time to think about and really consider, all of the great accomplishments that Charlie Kirk had. Any comment on Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a major loss. He was just so good drawing a crowd with the young folks and getting his message out there and really making a positive influence. just it's a huge loss. You know, my heart goes out to his family, his wife, his 2 kids.
Yeah.
But he was definitely a instrumental part, I think, of the election.
Yes.
Swaying a lot of those younger voters.
That's right.
It was a 20-something% swayed over there.
Yep.
I mean, just getting out to these colleges and letting them hear beyond, as he called it, beyond the echo. Right?
Yeah.
And, you know, as they're trapped in these colleges, you know, they start them when they're voting, they're voting age, and then by the time they get out, they're already liberal and whatever else. He's coming in to give them the other side of it.
Yeah.
So I thought he just did a fantastic job and just a great all-around guy, and it's a huge loss.
I love it. And you know what I really respect about someone like him and his whole team? It was, if you disagree with us, come up front. We want to talk to you first.
Yep.
I mean, let's disagree. Let's have debate. You know, even featured on South Park, he was featured as a master debater. You know,
that's right.
So he made it into pop culture. He was doing so many positive things for the country, and unfortunately, his life was taken away by a radical. And unfortunately, too, in this country, I think there needs to be some laws reformed because you have certain networks that just flat out lie and call names and sit there and demonize Trump. And, you know, anybody that disagrees with them, they call them fascist or racist.
Yep.
And it's just not fair. And there needs to be some type of repercussions. There needs to be some type of legislation in place. And I think Anna Paulina Luna, our local rep here, she's been on this show before. I think she's fed up. She's had it. You're going to see there's going to be a lot of good that comes from this, just like the Lord does. He uses these times to, you know, pivot, and he uses these times to make it a sense where, you know, hey, you can see through the fog, and I think there's going to be a lot of positive that comes out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. There is. It's going to be time to wake up and, you know, really, where are we? Right? Where are we as a country? What does that mean? You know, it's unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Whatever side you're on, it's unacceptable. Political violence needs to stop, and they need to get together, figure this out.
That's right.
So nothing tragic ever like this happens again. So
this needs to be the last one.
This needs to happen. But I think the country, the world even, is just really shooken up over this.
Yes.
And let's see what we can get some good out of it.
That's right. All right, we'll talk a little bit business here. Kevin St. John, he's our business coach. He's coaching business owners out there. He's helping you understand how to systematize your business, your marketing, all the different strategies. He's going to talk about some of the cutting edge strategies here in just a moment. We always feature our real estate listings on air. It's part of our strategy that helps our sellers sell faster for more money, maximum profit, maximum exposure, leading to maximum profit, more money in your pocket at closing with the least amount of headaches. We're the #1 real estate company on the planet, Keller Williams Realty, and we always feature our listings on air. One of my favorite listings right now, it's 118 Lakeshore Drive East in Palm Harbor. Waterfront, gorgeous home, wide open 180-degree views of beautiful Lake Tarpon, one of the largest lakes in all of Central Florida. You got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home, 1,740 square feet, quarter-acre lot, and this is 118 Lakeshore Drive East, Palm Harbor, Florida. There is a voluntary HOA, and it's got a very low fee, and you have a beautiful boat lift, boat dock, and a boat house there. Lots of opportunity here. Great opportunity on Lake Tarpon. Have you ever wanted to buy your own waterfront home? Well, here's a great opportunity. All right. We also have 3308 Landing Place. This one's in Palm Harbor. 3 bedrooms plus an office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, over 3,000 square feet, beautifully, meticulously put together, and just a gorgeous property here. Wide open spaces, open floor plan, over 1/3 of an acre of land also, ground level master. You got private marina, boat slips out to Lake Tarpon where you can enjoy all types of great water sports. Take your boat over to have dinner or lunch over at the Tarpon Turtle. 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor, Florida. Another one of our beautiful listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
All right, we got Kevin St. John back in studio with us, Boomin Business Solutions. Tell us a little bit more about your company, man.
Great. First, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure. So
Likewise.
we it's kind of what you said before. We help systematize businesses. We really tend to focus on the trades industry, plumbers, HVAC, landscapers, anybody like that. We just see a really great return for them. Many of these businesses, they start a business. They've been working somewhere for quite some time, whether it's an electrician or HVAC. They start their own business. They grow pretty quickly, many of them, through friends, family, networking, local networking. And then all of a sudden, they have to start hiring employees. They start growing. Then they get payroll and taxes and this and that. So all of those things that, hey, listen, I want to start a business, but now I have to deal with all this stuff.
Yep.
So they're dealing with working, whether it's installations, cutting the lawns, or trying to hire and retain good employees. Then they're going home and doing estimates and everything else. So they're working these, sometimes 12, 15, 16-hour days. And it's almost a job. It's not really what they signed up for the most part, right? So what we're trying to do is help them work in their business. Go from working in their business to working on their business. Essentially, being able to delegate that, and an integral part of that is putting in systems at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we step back, and there's essentially 12 areas of the business that we start with. Right, and then we have a software that we use based on so it's no cookie cutter solution, right? So they talk to us. Our system does an analysis of basically what they answer and how they answer and what their expectations are. And then we make small incremental changes in certain areas, and that produces a 17 or 18 page roadmap, if you will, that tells us exactly, the client where they need to start, how long it's going to take to implement, and make those suggestions. So we have marketing, we put in CRMs, or client management systems. We want to make sure that they're not missing any phone calls that come in, because what happens is, they go to Google, they put in plumber near me, pop up, they start calling, right? Yep. And the first person who answers that phone, a lot of times gets the contract.
That's right.
Right? Especially when a lot of these services are needed emergency.
Yeah, and if you don't answer, they're going to the next one.
They're going to the next one. So
That's right.
Could be hundreds of thousands, if not thousands of dollars that they're missing.
Yep.
So we put in systems that make sure that they're answered, they're contacted within seconds, whether the owner's on a job or their service techs are on the job, whatever. These leads are getting handled.
Yeah.
And it's so important to have a market dominating position or a unique selling proposition, what some people might know it as. There's a lot of tradespeople out there. There's a lot of competition. What separates you?
Yes.
A lot of people say, I have great service. I'm on time. Well, everybody says that.
Right.
What really are you targeting?
Sure.
What problem are you solving? Right.
Yes.
They have a problem that they have and a solution that they want, but they don't have it.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we're niching down enough to get to those target audiences, make sure they're maximizing those marketing dollars, whatever. So one of the things we really do is, one of our things, we'll find in any business $75,000 to $100,000, 45 minutes or less, without spending additional money on marketing and advertising.
I love it.
People are going to say, how are you doing that? So we have systems.
That's right.
Right. And one thing I want to say about that is revenue is super important, but we focus on profit acceleration.
Yes.
And that means, obviously revenue is important, but profit feeds the family. So we want to get those multipliers from, let's say, 10, 12%, 20, 30% and beyond.
Yes.
Keep more of what they're making. Show them strategies on when they're looking to retire or they're looking to sell that business, because that's super important.
Yeah. Speaking of selling businesses, it's kind of interesting topic to talk about. We've got Lonnie that works with us as a business broker on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We talk a lot about 100% financing as well with Andrew Kuby with US Commercial Business Capital. A lot of people don't realize you get 100% financing on some of these businesses. And if you just joined us, by the way, we're talking with Kevin St. John, Boomin Business Solutions. He's a local business coach. He can help you. He's the CEO and owner. And I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. And when we talk about this business, selling businesses, there's something out there going on called a gray tsunami. What have you heard about this gray tsunami happening?
So, the baby boomers, they're selling their businesses, right? And a lot of times the kids don't want the businesses, right? So they're getting these entrepreneurs, the young people coming out that are wanting to buy a business, whatever. So there's owner financing. So they're getting a great deal. They're coming in. They're taking over the business, taking over the financing. So there's a lot of really great opportunities for somebody to come in and buy one of these businesses, these turnkey businesses that already has a system set up, or they have clientele that's coming in, and they're just coming in. And so I don't remember the last time they've seen opportunities like this coming in.
Right.
There's so many for sale out there.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as that goes. So I think it's a great opportunity.
It really is. And when you think about negotiation, I love to teach. I'm a certified negotiation expert. I teach classes on negotiation, at the realtor boards, at Keller Williams offices, and of course to my team. But when you think about negotiation and this gray tsunami of business owners that are, they want to sell the business almost as bad as somebody wants to buy the business. So that's a good combination when you have motivation on both sides, and they're going to be creative. They're going to be in a position where they want to make the deal happen. So you've got positive leverage, negative leverage, and normative leverage is kind of your three when you think about negotiation strategy and technique. So when you think about a gray tsunami, somebody that's in their 60s, they're saying, "Hey, I'm done. I've been working in this trades business my whole life. I just want to get out and get a fair amount of money for my business and all my hard work and equity that I put into this business and the systems that Kevin's helped me build." Kevin's come in and helped us systematize our operations, our marketing, he's helped us focus on revenue. So I want to get a fair return on that. And then you have a buyer that's on the other side. They're saying, "Hey, look, I respect what you've done. That's why I'm interested in buying your business." And essentially, you put you get an SBA loan. Maybe you do like an 80% there. You get some pretty good terms from the SBA. And then the owner says, "Hey, I'll kick in another, maybe you're required to put 5% down, something like that. So they'll do a 15% seller held second. And then you'll have all that you need to get that business going, and maybe even some working capital because there's ways that you can get these SBA loans to give you working capital. I've heard a story about a tow truck driver or tow truck company. Hey, you need a couple extra trucks to grow your revenue. Boom, there you go. There's some working capital. So that's pretty cool, Kevin.
That's awesome. No, that's great. What an opportunity, right? But like just to your point, it's like these businesses, and they want to sell them just as bad as they want to buy them. But it's to have that flexibility to be able to work with them and be able to get those type of loans or cash seller financing it's just a great opportunity. And there's so much out there. And they're leaving a legacy behind, right? They've worked really hard to build these businesses.
That's right.
And then they come in and they sell it to an eager person. They get the finance. I love the working capital part of it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's going to be a big deal. Refinance some debt, maybe buy some new assets. We're coming up against a break. More with Kevin St. John, Boomin Business Solutions, coming up on the flip side. Quick break, right back. Also, did you see that meeting with Donald J. Trump and Zuckerberg and Tim Cook from Apple and Google? We're going to talk about that. How much money is going to be invested in the United States, not only with these tariffs, but also with local, the American companies here. I mean, tech companies. We'll talk with Kevin about that, get his opinion on that as well. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Rimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. Rimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team and all of our great sponsors. Quick shout out to Lee's Royal Services. He does a great job cleaning our real estate properties, home and residential, home office and residential cleaning. Lee'sRoyalServices.com. Lee'sRoyalServices.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got a hot listing here. 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road in Ocala, Florida. Commercial property. You have the land. You're buying the building. You're buying an acre of land, 5,725 square feet of a existing and thriving hardware store in Ocala, Florida. Great opportunity to buy. We're talking about buying businesses today, and this is one of them that are a wide open opportunity for you. Owner motivated, seller financing available. Great opportunity there at 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road, Ocala, Florida. You can see all of our listings, Platinum MVP Team.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Kevin St. John in studio with us, Boomin Business Solutions. I want to play this clip because I think it's just astounding to see the amount of money that's being invested, not only from the external revenue services with all these other countries, but here's our American-based companies. You've got Facebook, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Oracle. Here's a quick clip I'm going to play.
Thanks for hosting us. I mean, this is quite a group to get together. And, I think, all of the companies here are building, just making huge investments in the country.
How much are you spending, would you say, over the next few years?
Oh, gosh. I think it's probably going to be something like, at least $600 billion through 28.
600
in
billion.
the U.S. Yeah.
It's a lot.
No, it's significant.
And Tim, how much money will Apple be investing in the United States? Because I know it's a very lot, and it's, you were elsewhere, and now you're really coming home in a big way. How much money will you be investing?
$600 billion.
$600 billion. All right. It's a lot of.
All right, for the sake of time, they keep going on. Everybody's talking about hundreds of billions of dollars they're investing in the United States. The question is, how soon? How will that affect the economy? And I think we're looking for a nice future here coming up for the good old American, American dream. And 200 right on time, right, for the 250th birthday of our country.
Yep, absolutely.
A great resurgence coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of money. When was the last time you heard that?
I know, right?
All right. You have to bring in jobs. The economy, like you said, it's going to be a huge win for us. Bringing the jobs back, putting all that money back into the United States. Right?
Yes.
Huge win, and the big players are there.
Yeah.
The big players are there, and I think a lot of people like dominoes is going to fall.
Yes.
Right. It's going to fall. I mean, we've already seen manufacturing pick up, uptick in manufacturing.
Yes.
I mean, these are all signs. I mean, he's been in office for 8 months?
Right. Exactly.
And all that. What's going to happen down the road? And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the inflation, this and that." Okay, listen, it's all starting to come down. They said that, correct me if I'm wrong, there could be 3 interest cuts before year end.
Yeah, exactly.
For the Feds, right? So that's huge.
That's going to be
huge
great
for the home buying for everybody.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of patience. I believe he even said it's going to be a little tough at first, but everything that he's done, from the tariffs to the injection of the cash into the economy, it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's going to translate also when you look at the real estate market, just the amount of sheer, even if we exclude commercial real estate for now, let's just look at residential, right? You're going to have the lower interest rates. You're going to have people investing in America. There's going to be business growth. Florida is looking at eliminating property taxes. I'm going to talk about that next as well. A Florida county will eliminate $14,000 in taxes by 2026. All Floridians are going to get a break from the big, beautiful bill. Final thoughts. Back to you, Kevin.
Final thoughts. So we, again, what we can do is we can help like small and mid-sized businesses, scale their profits and revenue quickly. And just, what I always say, let us do an assessment for you.
There you go.
Let's check it out. Check out your numbers, run your numbers, see what you got. And if anything, we give you a blueprint. and at least you have a better idea, things that you haven't thought about before.
There you go. Free consult, 813-917-1894. If you've got a small business or you know someone who does. Kevin St. John, Boomin Business Solutions. Call the hotline, 813-917-1894. And if you're driving, just go to the website, consumerqb.com. Submit the email form when you get there, and let us know that you want to talk to Kevin St. John. Kevin, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Brandon.
All right, up next, Daniel White, our insurance expert contributor, SSW Insurance Agency, coming up next. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Daniel White joining us in studio. He is our insurance expert contributor, all things related to property casualty insurance and other types. So I'll let him explain a little bit more about his business here in just a moment. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always featuring our listings on air. It's part of a strategy that helps our sellers sell faster for more money with less headaches. We've got a great property listing here at 14420 Bailey Hill Road, Brooksville, Florida. 3 acres, agricultural zone land, unimproved land. It's surrounded by trees and other residential homes and larger ranch-style properties. You got quick access there to Tampa, Crystal River. You go to the villages in Orlando there as well. This is Jamie on our team. Jamie Booth does a great job. She's a hard-working real estate agent. You're also 5 minutes to a public boat ramp that leads out into the Gulf of America. Great opportunity here at 14420 Bailey Hill Road, Brooksville, if you want to buy some dirt, buy some land, and maybe build. Also, another listing, Old Sycamore. This one's 10711 Old Sycamore Loop, Land O'Lakes, Florida. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, over 2,000 square foot single-family home. It's a 2-story home with a large fenced-in backyard as well. Great opportunity. With community pool, perfect community for kids here. You got a pool there, let them wear themselves out before bedtime. 0 depth entry, playground, hiking trail, extra wide paved walking paths as well. Check out 10711 Old Sycamore Loop in Land O'Lakes, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
That's right. Yeah, shout out to our troops out there, veterans, everybody defending our great country. We greatly appreciate you, and we really, really mean that from the bottom of our hearts. Daniel White, welcome back in, sir.
Welcome. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. What's new in the insurance world?
Lots of crazy stuff, man, going on out there.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, man, you didn't point out on Bailey Drive there,
Yeah.
right? It's in an X zone.
I love
Non-flood zone, man, right?
I love
you got to
it.
point that detail out
X
there.
zone,
right?
I'm a little cautious nowadays.
Yeah.
I go to these. Our broker puts us through these what do they call it? Risk aversion program. Classes that we have to go to, and it's like, hey, anytime you say a certain flood zone, hey, per the owner, he says it's this zone, because I don't want to be on the line for that later.
Yeah, you definitely don't, my friend. You definitely don't, right? And I'll tell clients all the time, I'm like, you've seen what rain does, just 1 or 2 storms, right? Where is it at? So, like for me, I'm in a X zone, but when I get rain, especially last year with all the rain, man, it was past my sidewalk. So
Yeah.
What's another day or two, right? Now it's in my garage, potentially inside my house.
That's right. Once it's saturated as well, yeah, it's tough, man. I like that shirt, by the way.
Yeah, you like that, man. I brought that little marketing material
Yeah,
for you,
scan
man.
me for a home quote. Check that out. He's got
on the back, I got the auto.
There you go. I love that. So you got home and auto cover, businesses,
Stand up real
property
quick.
casualty. Yeah, show them this shirt there. Yeah, so it looks like almost like a video game, but it says "Scan me for a home quote," and that takes you right to your website, Nanny.
It takes them right to the opportunity to fill fill out all their information, and
love
then we go from there.
I love that, man. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it's good, but when I'm walking in the stores and stuff like that, and people are taking pictures, my family's like, what are you doing? You know?
Like, what's going on, man? What's going on? I know I hit the gym yesterday, but come on.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, yeah. So, how's everything with you?
No, yeah, blessed and highly favored, brother. Things are good, and yeah, looking forward to these interest rate cuts. I think it's going to be a boom. It's going to be a shot in the arm for the real estate market. I tell you, I don't think there's been a better time to get into real estate space than literally like right now, these next couple of months. You look at, especially in Florida, I mean, what a great place, the number one economy in the nation, no state income tax. We're actually going to eliminate property taxes. I really believe that's going to happen in 2026. That's going to be a ballot measure. Compliments of Governor Ron DeSantis. You have also the possibility, a lot of talk about eliminating HOAs. A lot of people are so sick of the authoritarian style HOAs in the state of Florida, the interest rate cuts. So you look at that and I'd say, hey, man, this is the time to invest in real estate, or at least get pre-approved. And we can help you get pre-approved here through the show as well, and get ready to buy, because now's the time, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100% on all of those accounts, right? The property taxes and all that stuff, that benefits us, right? Puts money back out in the economy. People are going to want to buy houses. Interest rates are definitely a big thing. People are scared of these numbers and stuff that they see right now, right?
That's right.
So, if it's a 0.5%, if whatever it is, we need to see something very consistent. I think people are tired of not seeing any interest rate cuts, right? And so that's why they're holding steady. And as soon as we can get to that magic number, for me personally, I think a magic number is probably like 5.5%.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
5.5%, stay steady for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Now I think you're going to see people like, okay, this is the number, right? And if it drops, just refinance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying at that point. So,
right.
Interest rates, insurance, there's a lot more homeowners insurance companies coming to the state of Florida right now, so it's getting a lot more competitive out there. We're starting to see some nice rates, right? Especially with houses that have the updates, newer roofs, stuff like that. Auto side of things, I think we're looking at some decreasing there. In some pricing, so there's some competition there as well.
Good. So that's my question. Have we seen that over the last 6-8 months, a year, more competitors coming into the market?
Home insurance, 100%.
Good.
Friend. Absolutely. It is good for all of us, right?
Right.
It's a lot for us to manage because there's a lot of companies out there, right? But you're definitely starting to see it where it's. Before we were just seeing prices rising.
Yes.
So now we're starting to see a little bit of steadiness.
Yes.
And I'm okay with steadiness. Right. I don't want to see this crazy go from $2,500 to back down to $700.
Right.
We can't insure a 2,500 square foot house for $700 anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not possible, right? Florida, we have hurricanes, tropical storms, obviously flood, all that stuff. So, but yeah, the competition is getting a lot better out there, and what I've seen over the years, I'm really liking the way that it's trending.
Yeah, I want to ask you about deductibles versus premiums here in a minute. We're talking with Daniel White, SSW Insurance Agency. He's on Facebook as well, and you can find him online. Also on our website at consumerqb.com, you can see links to all of Daniel's information. He's our insurance expert contributor, all things relating to insurance. You definitely want to talk to him. You want to get a review done on what you're currently paying policy-wise, deductible-wise. Take a look at what's in your policy. You owe it to yourself and your family before you have an event, and then all of a sudden you're scrambling trying to figure it out. Also, I wanted to touch on this. Trump considering housing emergency declaration this fall. This just came out. Secretary Benson was talking about high housing costs, limited supply, critical situation, and as you kind of alluded to as well, too late. Jerome Powell is too late. We got to get him on the game, in the game, and kind of head out of the sky. But one of the biggest things I see is proposed measures include streamlining business permits, building permits, that is, because you hear a lot of people always complaining about permits, the hassle, the bureaucracy there with city and county municipalities. Also lowering closing costs. So, hey, what can we do to cut out some of the fat? And I think that's where Florida Doge is going to come in and cut some of the fat, especially from cities like Gainesville, Broward County, Hillsborough County, from what I hear, is ripe with a lot of fraud as well. Waste, fraud, and abuse, alleged waste, fraud, and abuse, and offering tariff exemptions for construction materials. I think that's a key factor factor because when you think about these insurance policies, one of the key components that's priced into that is how much is it going to cost to repair if an incident occurrence would happen, Danny.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to the insurance, especially with the builders and all of that stuff, right? I mean, I had a client had got all his materials and everything to build a deck on his house. Storm comes, there's no insurance to cover it. His neighbor has a brand new deck, right? So people are stealing things. That's why insurance costs on that side are going up, right?
Wow.
So I think if we can do something to help these builders continue to build and help them out so that they can build more homes, obviously I like the affordable housing. It's just something that I like, right? I like the affordable housing. I think everybody should have the opportunity to purchase a home, should be a homeowner. That's what we call the American dream, to become a homeowner.
Sure.
So, the tariffs and all of that stuff, if we can help the contractors and the builders get to the right spot, they can start building these homes. We can start finding the lots, vacant lots, tear downs, whatever it is, and start rebuilding the neighborhoods.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in a county like Pinellas County, you have limited land and space. So, some of it is going to be tear downs versus lots. And, a lot of them are going to be built up. They're going to need to be built up to a different elevation than, years past. Now, talk to me a little bit about deductible versus the premium, because you can, raise deductibles, save a little bit on the premium. What's your advice there?
So I always say higher deductible, lower the premium. Lower deductible, higher the premium, right? Mm-hmm. So I try to tell my partners and my agents, let's stay away from that talk, right? What I want you to do is go to your policy jacket. If you can't find your policy jacket, you need to contact your insurance agent or your insurance company and have them send that policy jacket to you. In that policy jacket, there's a checklist of coverages there. That is the most important thing for you to take a look at. I want you to look at those checklist of coverages. It has Y's and N's next to it. Tells you, yes, you have it. No, you don't have it, right? If you have a question, right now is the time before a storm gets out there and everybody gets locked down, what you have, what you don't have. And if you have a question about it, call them. Call your agent. If you can't get a hold of your agent, give us a call.
Yeah, do that. And I would say also maybe just get a review from Daniel. Is that something you do? Take
100%.
a look. Okay, so reach out to the hotline. So there's your call to action for today is 813-917-1894. Just give us a call. We'll put you in touch with Daniel White, SSW Insurance Agency. He's the owner. And let him do a review. Find out what you have in that policy. Maybe there's some money there to be found. Maybe you can shop that a little bit for him, Danny, and take a look. But you look at that deductible. Make sure you really understand. Do you really know what it means to pay 2%, 3%, 5% on hurricane deductible? All those numbers you need to know at 813-917-1894. Just call the show hotline, and we'll put you in touch with Danny, and he can set you up with a review, complimentary review. And he's going to take a look. No obligation. It's just, hey, take a look. Similar to what our CPAs will do, what Mark Hay will do, our financial advising partners, what they will do. They'll take a look at, hey, what has your current CPA been doing over the last 2 or 3 years? You can look back 3 years in your taxes, and maybe there's some found money there. Similar with Daniel, he'll be able to take a look at your policies and say, hey, you might want to take a look at this. You may want to restructure that. Or he might say, hey, you're in a great position. You're doing perfect. This is great. This is a really good policy. I don't have anything that could beat it. You're in good shape, Danny.
Correct. 100%. That's what we would do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We want to sit down and have a overall review of your insurance needs, your wants. You may have a policy, and obviously we all get real comfortable with our policies and our premiums and stuff, and we just pay it because it auto renews. But it's important, I think, at least once or twice a year to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Make sure that, your deductibles are in line. If you're not a person that saves, maybe you don't need to have a high deductible, right?
Yeah.
That's important. So, there's a lot of changes. There's been a couple of takeouts and stuff like that. It's definitely a time to review your policies. And, we're all sitting here on edge, right? We're still in hurricane season.
Yep.
It's still there. We know it's coming. It's just, when is it going to come?
Yep.
Right.
And hopefully we get missed. All right. Hey, we teased this earlier. Florida County will eliminate $14,000 in taxes by 2026. Here are the details. So this is all part of the One Big Beautiful Bill. The bill aims to reduce tax burdens for millions of Americans, according to Tax Foundation analysis. The average per taxpayer will be $14,314 in 2026. This is already baked into that Big Beautiful Bill. However, some Florida counties will see larger reductions with savings that go well beyond the the national average. And it's talking about Collier County here, Naples area, where you have taxes that will reduce $14,000 per person. And that's not even talking about the potential to reduce that's going to be on the ballot. So make sure you're letting your friends know that Governor DeSantis is putting that on the ballot this year, and you've got to vote yes for that. And make sure it's not worded no to where you have to vote no. But so vote yes in terms of, hey, yeah, I want a tax break. Hey, yes, I would love to eliminate my property taxes. And yes, I believe that the cities and the counties have a fair amount of potential for waste, fraud, and abuse. Alleged, there a lot of these places are spending money they don't need to spend. They're just renewing that budget every year. And as Floridians, we're the leader in the country of saying, hey, we don't want to overpay. And yes, we believe we have to have fire, medical, schools, roads. Of course, we have to have that. But we think you might be spending too much of our money. And especially in Hillsborough County, I hear that it's pretty good over there, pretty bad over there, that is. All right, more with Daniel White coming up. Quick break. Also, feel-good story of the day. Boy with cerebral palsy lights up as a stranger takes him for a spin on the ice. We got our feel-good story of the day coming up next. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation, aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com, or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. That's ConsumerQB, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here in studio with our insurance expert contributor, Daniel White, in studio with us. We're going to talk with him more about the insurance space. 103 Brigadoon Drive, Clearwater, Florida. Another one of our hot listings. This one is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Just hit the market, 1,536 square feet. 3-story residence with no rear neighbors. You've got a community pool there, large backyard, and this is 103 Brigadoon Drive in Clearwater, Florida. Great opportunity to buy, low HOA fee, and a beautiful property close to the beaches as well. You're only about 8 to 10 minutes from Clearwater Beach, one of the best sugar sand beaches in all of the state of Florida. Great opportunity to buy there. All right, let's look at 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive. This one's in Riverview, another beautiful area in Tampa Bay, Riverview, Florida. You got 3 bedrooms, 3-bath. I'm sorry, this one out in Wildflower is actually 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 49 square feet. Triple Creek is the vibrant Riverview community with 990 acres of planned unit development. Beautiful interior here, dark cherry wood, cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, wide open floor plan. Love that floor plan there. And if you look at the common area elements, you got large pools, tennis and basketball courts, huge clubhouse there as well. 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive, Riverview, Florida. You can see all of our listings, PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75. Tell me something good.
All right, feel good story of the day. A young boy with cerebral palsy, severe cerebral palsy, 10-year-old Blue Greenwood experienced pure joy when a stranger took him on ice skating in his wheelchair at the National Ice Center in Nottingham. After months on life support, his family brought him out for the day where hockey player Tyler offered to safely guide Bo across the ice. The moment left Blue beaming with happiness and his mother overwhelmed with gratitude, saying that all she's ever wanted is for her son to be included in fun activities like other kids his age. And it's so cool to see his smiling face there, Danny. I love those feel-good stories, don't you?
100%, my friend. Yes, it's fantastic to see those stories, man. Like, that's all they want to do. They just want to put a smile on their face.
Just smile and laugh, man.
They smile and laugh, man. There's too much hate going on, man. Too
much
hate going on.
That's right.
So
that's
good
right.
To see a story like that, it's like when our service people come home.
Yes.
And their kids are at school, man. I could sit there and watch those all day long.
I love that.
It's fantastic.
It's the true meaning of love, man.
It is.
When you see that, you have that family love, and then that to be reunited when you're gone for months and longer in some cases. I mean, there's nothing better than that human condition. And I think the more that we can get past that in this country where, it's not left and right, Republican, Democrat. Right now, what we've got going on is people that love our country versus globalists. I mean, it's really people that hate the country versus people that love the country. And unfortunately, we saw the worst come out in some people recently. But, hey, we're fighting for good. We're a force for good in this community. We believe in Jesus Christ. We believe in positive and the things that really made this country great in our founding.
The positive attitude, man, it's the mindset, right? Like,
yes.
After the last couple of events and all of that stuff, you got to look at your family and all that stuff. And, you walk outside your house and you don't say goodbye or whatever. You don't know, right?
Exactly.
So it's important to tell your family you love them.
That's right.
That you're going to be here, you're going to support them. So we need some positive stuff going on, man.
Yeah,
we need
positive
some
news.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, we try to do that feel good segment, a few times a week, and that's our little piece of the quarterback show here, putting our good luck out there and good mojo out there in the community. Daniel White, insurance expert contributor, support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. And I'll tell you what, we greatly appreciate everybody who's calling the hotline, who's hitting us up on the website. We've had an uptick in calls lately, and it really means the world to us when you list your properties with us, or maybe you do an insurance policy with Daniel. Well, again, he offered that free review. Walk us through that process, Daniel. When you take a look at a new client or a new client intake or even just a review situation, kind of what's that process look and feel like?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, we can meet at my office. I can meet you at your house. We can go and have a cup of coffee if that's what you like, right? So I think it's bringing your deck pages, your policy jackets, and let's just have an open discussion about it, right?
Yep.
Let's just talk about it. If I can save you money, fantastic. But if I look at your policy and I know that you've got a good deal, I want you to stay there, right?
Yeah.
There's enough business to go around. There's enough houses to sell. There's
right.
enough insurance policies to insure, right?
That's right.
It's doing the right thing. And so I think over the years being in this business, I still have clients today that will call me and be like, hey, you've got my auto, you've got my home insurance. What do you think about this insurance policy? Hey, your business policy is really good. Keep it with what you got.
Yeah.
So, and I think that has allowed me to continue this business based on referrals, and because it's a trust factor, right?
That's right.
And so it's a feel-good story, right?
Yeah.
I don't need every single policy that walks in my door.
Right.
I want to build that relationship, build the trust, and at the end of the day, we'll close more deals.
And I respect that too, because it's not about commission-based advice. That's where you find so much out there. When you talk to different people and some of the stories that we hear in real estate, hey, this person tried to buy my house. They, either didn't close or they tried to do, they tried to show the old lady some some comps, the widow, here's some comps, and they're low comps, and then you figure out like they were actually trying to kind of steal that house essentially from the widow. So you find that out there in the community, and that's why we set up this show 12 years ago now as a consumer advocate based program. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, make you more street smart. And Daniel White, one of the best in the business, insurance expert contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show. What's your website, social? How do people connect?
Yeah, insurewithssw.com. Best phone number, 813-999-2195. Give us a call. Let's do a review.
I love it. Get that review done. I want to hear the success stories too when that happens. So, hey, another great show. I want to thank our producers. Thank everybody that supports the program, supporting the show. We had Kevin St. John on the front end, Boomin Business Solutions, of course, Daniel White in studio with us here as well. And please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community, and just continue to perpetuate that good out there and have that positive mindset. And thank you for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.